Hey everyone, my name is KARMAAA and welcome to another episode of my Cognitions series where I usually go over players, teams, or topics related to the pro scene of CSGO in depth. Now today we're going to be going over how the minors work and how they integrate into the majors system for CSGO. So firstly, there are 4 minor regions that make up the entire minor system. And these are the CIS region, which usually includes countries such as Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, etc. Then you have Europe, which is pretty self-explanatory. Then you have North America, which can also include South American teams. And then there's Asia, which also includes Oceania, which includes Australia or New Zealand. Now, the Europe minor is run by PGL. CIS's minor is run by StarLadder, North America's minor is run by MLG, and Asia's minor is run by ESL. And that's at least for this first minor system. So in the second minors coming up for the next major after MLG Columbus, it could be completely different companies, but just for this tournament, that's how it's working. Now basically, North America's MLG event allows for the champion of that minor to go through to the offline qualifier for the MLG Columbus Major. There is a second separate last chance tournament, also run by MLG with CEVO, which allows for a second North American team to also qualify for the offline qualifier for the MLG Columbus Major. In the end, you result in 2 whole spots for North America from the minors to actually get to the major qualifier offline. And the current teams which have qualified are Enemy, who won the MLG Minor, and Games Academy from South America, which won the Last Chance tournament in North America. Similarly, in the Asian ESL Minor, which is the IEM Taipei Season 10 tournament, the top 2 teams from this tournament will move through to the MLG Columbus offline qualifier. So this results in 2 qualifier spots for Asia. Now, the top 2 teams which have qualified so far are the LA Renegades from Australia and the Mongols from Mongolia, which both placed in the top 2 teams at IEM Taipei Season 10. CIS had the StarLadder CIS Minor Championship, which allowed for the winner of the minor to progress to the offline qualifier. So therefore, the entire CIS region basically had to fight for 1 spot. But there's a little more on the story and I'll explain it soon. There is actually more spots for CIS. But basically the winner of the CIS minor was Gambit Gaming, which is Dosha's new team. And they've now progressed to the offline qualifier for the Columbus Major. Now, Western, Southern and Northern Europe, however, had their own minor as well, which was run by PGL. So this allows for the champion to progress to the offline qualifier for the Columbus Major as well. But there are also 2 last chance spots for Europe, and this includes basically the 3 remaining top 4 CIS teams to basically fight over for this spot, with the top 4 from the Europe minor. So basically, if you came 2nd, 3rd, or 4th at the CIS minor and the European minor, you can compete in the European Last Chance tournament against some other invited teams and then gain a spot here instead of winning the minor in your respected region. Now, this is achieved by either placing 1st or 2nd at the Last Chance tournament in Europe, like I mentioned earlier. So this results in basically 3 total spots for Europe and a combined 4 spots for Europe when you add in the CIS region and their minor tournament basically. So far there are no confirmed teams going through, as the European minor final has yet to be played at the time of this recording. But like I said earlier, the CIS minor winner was Gambit Gaming, so they moved through and we're waiting on the other 3 spots to basically be confirmed. Now, these 8 teams that qualify from all the minors then go to the MLG Columbus 2016 Major Offline Qualifier. It's a little bit confusing, but I'll try and break it down after this very simply. So in the qualifier are the bottom 8 teams from the last major, which was Cluj-Napoca in 2015. And these 8 teams from the last major then battle it out with the 8 teams which qualified from the minors to gain a spot at the MLG Columbus Major. So only the top 8 teams from the offline qualifier will actually gain a spot at the MLG Major and then battle the top 8 teams from the Cluj-Napoca Major. And that basically sums up the MLG Columbus major. Now, bear in mind, I do expect to see this trend for major events in the future for 2016, but it may actually change for 2017. And if the scene changes in any way and it possibly gets bigger in 2016, then Valve may actually change how this works in the future for any other majors. But basically, this is how it works, at least for MLG Columbus's major for 2016. Now, I'll simply go over this again just in case anyone kind of didn't understand. So you have the 8 minor spots which come from 4 minor tournaments. You have 4 minor tournaments, then basically, let's just make it simple, 2 spots from each and every minor basically get to the offline qualifier. Then from the offline qualifier, there's 8 teams versus the last 8 from the Cluj-Napoca major. And then they battle it out to get a spot at the Columbus major, where they'll face the top 8 from the Cluj-Napoca major from 2015. And that will basically make up the Columbus major. So if you guys enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe to my channel so you never miss out on another video like this one. If you would like to help contribute to my videos, leave a comment or follow me on Twitter. You can interact with me that way, give me some video suggestions. And if you want to support more videos like this, there's a Patreon link in the description. It's totally optional, but yeah. Until then, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. See you then.